The market doesn't beat you. Your own human nature beats you. Visual. Slow motion rain falling against a Wall Street window. Traders screaming on exchange floors. Flash cuts of margin calls, liquidations and emotional faces. Most men enter the market believing they are hunters. But the truth, they are prey. Every panic buy, every emotional sell, every revenge trade feeds the machine. The market is not a battlefield of intelligence. It is a battlefield of psychology. And the smart money? They understand something the public never will. Visual. Shadowy silhouette of an old-school trader lighting a cigar beside glowing charts. They do not chase excitement. They wait. They study. They disappear before the collapse while the crowd screams "BUY more." And right now, the smart money is leaving. The only question is, are you? Music rises. Sharp red to green candle transition. Forbidden Chapter 1, The Great Illusion visual. Crowded financial YouTube thumbnails flashing rapidly. Lamborghinis, 1000% profits, green arrows everywhere. The market has created the perfect illusion. It convinces the average trader that success comes from activity. More indicators, more trades, or noise. But Jesse Livermore understood something terrifying. Money is made by sitting, not trading. Visual. Old newspaper clippings of Jesse Livermore. Typewriter sounds. The public believes movement equals opportunity. Professionals know movement often equals danger. You see, the market feeds on impatience. And impatience creates liquidity. That liquidity becomes fuel for institutions. Visual. Animation of retail traders buying aggressively while large institutional sell orders quietly unload. When the public becomes euphoric, the smart money distributes. When fear dominates headlines, the smart money accumulates. This is the cycle. It has repeated for over 100 years because human psychology never changes. Technology changes, charts evolve, but greed and fear remain eternal. Visual. Candle chart forming a false breakout, then collapsing. Most traders lose because they cannot recognize one deadly truth. The market rewards patience and punishes emotional urgency. And this leads us to Livermore's first forbidden principle, the line of least resistance. Visual. River flowing effortlessly through rock formations. A stock or any market always seeks the path of least resistance. Ants, not where you want it to go, where pressure naturally pushes it. Amateurs predict, professionals observe. The public says, "I think it should go higher," Livermore asked. Is the market confirming strength? There is a difference. A massive difference. Visual. Side-by-side comparison of emotional retail buying versus disciplined waiting. Most traders are addicted to anticipation. They want to feel smart before the move happens. But real operators wait for confirmation, because confirmation protects capital, and capital is survival. Visual. Slow zoom into a dark chart forming a breakout. But there is one signal the smart money watches before major moves begin. A signal hidden inside what Livermore called the pivotal point. And once you understand it, you will never see charts the same way again. Music cut. Forbidden Chapter 2, The Pivotal Point, visual, dimly lit chart room. A single chart projected onto a wall. Most traders enter too early. That is why they die slowly in the market. They buy hope. Professionals buy confirmation. Jesse Livermore built fortunes around identifying pivotal points, not random entries, not emotional guesses. Pivotal points. Visual. T showing consolidation followed by explosive breakout. A pivotal point occurs when price escapes consolidation with undeniable force. Volume expands. Momentum shifts. The line of least resistance changes direction. And suddenly, the market reveals its hand. Visual. Sharp breakout candle exploding upward. This is where amateurs hesitate. Because fear whispers, what if it's too late? But Livermore understood something crucial. The real money is made in the middle of the move, not the beginning, not the end. The middle. Visual. Train leaving station while hesitant traders remain frozen. The public wants perfection. Professionals want probability. That difference changes lives. And listen carefully, a pivotal point is not just technical, it is psychological warfare. Because the market tests conviction before rewarding it, false breakouts exist to shake weak traders out. Violent pullbacks exist to trigger emotional selling. The market constantly asks, "Do you truly understand what you are doing?" Most traders answer with panic. Visual. Liquidation notifications popping up rapidly. Now here is where everything becomes dangerous, because there is another invisible force destroy. Eyeing traders, a force no indicator can fully measure: time. And the traders who ignore the time element eventually become victims of it. Music intensifies. Forbidden Chapter 3, the time element, visual. Giant clock ticking beside a glowing chart. The market moves in cycles. Expansion, consolidation, accumulation, distribution. Nothing moves forever. And yet, the average trader behaves as if every candle is an emergency. Visual, rapid clicking, overtrading montage. Livermore believed timing was everything, not just direction. Timing. You can be right about a trade and still lose money because you entered too early. That truth destroys egos. Visual. Trader celebrating early entry before price collapses. The market punishes premature conviction. Because patience is expensive emotionally, most people cannot sit still. They need action. They need stimulation. That is why overtrading exists. And overtrading is financial suicide disguised as productivity. Visual. Empty casino floor slowly transforming into trading charts. Let me ask you something, and answer honestly in the comments. Are you a speculator or a gambler? Because there is a difference. Gamblers seek dopamine. Speculators seek asymmetrical opportunity. Gamblers need excitement. Professionals need clarity. Gamblers force trades. Professionals stalk them. Visual. Predator silently observing prey. The greatest traders in history were not hyperactive. They were patient assassins. They waited for the market to expose weakness. Then they struck with precision. And this is exactly where most traders break psychologically. Because eventually, every trader faces the mirror. And at that moment, the market reveals who they truly are. Music fades into low ambient tension. Forbidden Chapter 4, the mirror moment, visual. Dark apartment. Trader alone at 2 a.m. staring at losses. You know this feeling. The trade goes against you. At first you deny it. You tell yourself it will come back. Then the loss grows. Your chest tightens. You refresh the chart every few seconds. You cannot focus. You cannot sleep. Visual. Red P&L bleeding lower. And suddenly, it is no longer about money. It becomes personal. You begin negotiating with the market, begging silently, hoping emotionally, destroying yourself psychologically, because deep down, the loss confirms your greatest fear. Maybe I'm not good enough. Visual. Reflection in monitor screen. Exhausted eyes. This is where most traders quit, not because they lack intelligence, but because they never mastered themselves. Jesse Livermore made millions and lost millions. Why? Because even he struggled against human emotion. That is the terrifying part. The enemy is not the chart. The enemy is inside you. Fear, greed, impatience, ego, revenge, visual. Words flashing violently on screen. The market exposes every weakness hidden beneath your confidence. And until you control yourself, you will never control risk. Visual. Calm trader journaling silently. The elite trader understands this. A losing trade does not define identity. It provides information. Professionals detach emotionally. Amateurs internalize pain. And that difference separates survivors from casualties. Now listen carefully, because the next chapter contains the final truth. The truth the smart money never explains publicly. Why? Because once you understand it, the illusion breaks forever. Long cinematic pause. Forbidden Chapter 5, why the smart money is leaving. Visual. Billionaires quietly exiting buildings while financial media screams bullish headlines. The public buys headlines. Smart money studies behavior. And right now, behavior is revealing something dangerous. When everyone becomes convinced the market can only go higher, risk becomes invisible. That is when professionals become cautious. Visual. Euphoric retail comments contrasted against institutional selling. The smart money does not exit emotionally. They exit strategically, quietly, without drama, without announcements. Because real operators understand one timeless principle. Bull markets are born in fear, grow in skepticism, mature in optimism, and die in euphoria. Visual, massive green candles slowing down. Most traders only recognize danger after collapse begins. By then, liquidity disappears, panic spreads, and emotional traders become trapped. Exactly as planned. Visual, trapdoor graphic beneath euphoric crowd. But the elite trader? He watches the subtle signals. Weak volume, failed breakouts, distribution near highs, loss of momentum. He does not argue with the market, he listens to it, because the market whispers before it screams, and that is the difference between survival and destruction. Visual, slow motion close-up of chart reversing downward. Jesse Livermore once said, "There is nothing new on Wall Street, because speculation is as old as the hills. Human nature never changes. That is why history repeats. Again and again and again. But now, you see the game differently. You understand patience. You understand pivotal points. You understand the time element. And most importantly, you understand that mastering the market begins with mastering yourself. Music rises into epic finale. Final closing the elite trader's code. Visual, dark cinematic montage of disciplined traders studying charts in silence. This channel is not for gamblers. It is not for people searching for shortcuts. And it is not for weak hands chasing dopamine. This is a place for disciplined operators. A brotherhood of traders who understand that wealth is built through patience, precision, and psychological control. If you felt something awaken inside you during this video, then you already know you were never meant to follow the crowd. Visual, lone trader walking through empty financial district. The smart money is leaving. The question is no longer whether the crowd will survive. The question is, will you evolve before the next collapse arrives? Pause, subscribe, join the few who think differently. And remember, the market does not reward the loudest trader. It rewards the most disciplined one. Visual, final candle closes. Screen fades to black. End. The market doesn't destroy people overnight. It destroys them slowly. One emotional trade at a time. One greedy decision at a time. One moment of impatience at a time. Visual, traders cheering while hidden institutional sell orders appear. Most traders believe the market is designed to make them rich. It is not. The market is designed to expose weakness. And right now, weakness is everywhere. The public is euphoric. Social media is screaming BUY. New traders believe risk no longer exists. And whenever that happens, smart money begins to disappear, quietly, silently, without warning. Visual, shadowy trader walking away from glowing green charts. The smart money never waits for the crash headline. By the time the news confirms danger, it is already too late. That is why Jesse Livermore became legendary. He understood something ordinary traders never learned. The market speaks before it moves. But most people are too emotional to listen. They chase green candles, tea, hey buy after massive rallies. They confuse momentum with safety. And when the reversal comes, fear takes control. Visual, sharp reversal candle, liquidation notifications. Suddenly the confident trader becomes desperate. He refreshes charts every minute. He moves stop losses. He hopes instead of thinking. And hope is the most expensive emotion in trading. Visual, rain falling on city windows. The smart money studies psychology. Because markets are built on human behavior. Fear, greed, impatience, euphoria. These emotions move charts more than indicators ever will. And the crowd always repeats the same mistake. They enter too late. When excitement becomes mainstream, professionals become cautious. Because experienced traders know one brutal truth. If everyone agrees on the same direction, danger is already near. Visual, crowd running toward glowing green arrows. Look carefully at history. Every major collapse began with confidence. People believed prices could only go higher. Risk disappeared from their minds. And that illusion destroyed them. The smart money understands cycles. Accumulation, expansion, distribution, collapse. The public only notices the final stage. That is why most traders lose money at the exact moment they feel most confident. Visual, chart showing distribution at the top. Now listen carefully. This part separates amateurs from professionals. A A professional trader does not predict, he reacts. He watches price action, volume, momentum, the line of least resistance. And when the market changes character, he exits without emotion. That is discipline, not intelligence. Discipline, visual, calm trader closing positions while others panic. Most traders are not defeated by strategy. They are defeated by themselves. Their ego refuses to admit they are wrong. Their greed demands more profit. Their fear forces early exits, and their impatience destroys timing. That is why Jesse Livermore said, "There is nothing new on Wall Street, because human nature never changes. The technology changes. The charts change. But human emotion remains exactly the same." Visual. Old market footage transitioning into modern crypto and forex charts. Today the game moves faster, but psychologically, nothing changed. The crowd still buys excitement. The crowd still ignores risk. The crowd still believes this time is different, and every generation pays for that belief. Visual. Massive red candles wiping out leverage positions. The market rewards patience. But patience feels painful. That is why so few survive long term. Most traders need action. They need dopamine. They need movement. But professionals wait, sometimes for days, sometimes for weeks, because one perfect trade is more powerful than 50 emotional ones. Visual. Sniper scope effect over clean breakout setup. A smart trader understands timing. He enters when probability favors him, not when emotions control him. And right now, the behavior of smart money is changing. Liquidity is shifting. Momentum is weakening. Large operators are becoming defensive. But the crowd, still chasing dreams, still buying tops, still believing easy money lasts forever. Visual. Institutions selling into retail buying frenzy. And this is where fortunes are made, not by following the crowd, but by understanding the crowd.